hi, everybody. Say hi. Say hi. Say hello. Hi. Hi. Say hi. Yeah. Hi. See, did you see that? Oh, I can't open the cage and film at the same time. But they will now come and smell. Well, these two will. I still have to trick this one. But I can pet them. Now just for a second. Not very long. But we are getting there. Oh, what, Rebel, what do you have on your shoulder? Hello everyone. I know I have not filmed in 5 days. It has been, today's the 6th day. It has been great and terrible. Hey, hey, hey. Becca, you are too big. Becca. But, hey, hey. Some of the changes are, come on, Templeton, behave. There's some new little ones. I've actually had them for quite a while. I wasn't going to film them because they were only supposed to be here like 5 days. There's 4 of them. These two. Oh, and this one is crazy. Like you think, but he starts it. He does. He starts it. It's 3 girls and a boy. This is the only boy. And say hi. Hi, hi. Are we going to put that together in a minute? Yeah. Hello. I do not know. And there's also a black one. I was only going to keep them. Their mom's milk dried up really early. And so I was just going to bottle feed them and get them big enough to eat solid food. And then they were going to go back. But they never would bottle feed. They went straight to solid food and drinking milk out of a saucer. And I personally don't think, I thought they would be bigger because when they go back, they'll go straight up for adoption. But they're not big enough, in my opinion, to go up for adoption. So I said no. And they will go back. I'm not going to be in charge of their adoption. They will go back when I think they're big enough. I don't have the resources right now for their adoption. But I can keep them and feed them until they're big enough. Also, the other new addition is this little one. I know. And this little one is wild. Hi, hi. It's okay. Wild. This one came from the same place as this one. They called and said, we have another little feral. Do you want, we were going to TNR. We know you don't like that. Do you want to take her until she's big enough? And if you can tame her. Hey! Okay, Maria. It's not, Maria is such a drama. Here. I know. Billy. How about Billy? Say hi. Are you not the cutest? Oh, I love him. Yes, I know. Sound bad. But he's bad in a good way. He's not scared of anything. So anyway, they came from the same place that these guys did. And they did not TNR them yet. Or him yet. Because, you know, he's so little. He's half the size of these, aren't you? Oh, he is. He's half the size of these. So, I'm working with him too. Okay, and I want to get everyone updated on everything that's happened. Look at that. I mean, this one, I promise you, I've got to name them because they're hilarious. Oh, I can separate them 100 times. Like whoever this one he is fighting with, I can separate them because he hollers. But look, he goes right back and he'll attack anything. He'll like hide somewhere and then just jump out. Even Becca. And Becca is big. He's not scared of anything. He's crazy. But to get caught up, we have had a bunch of adoptions. I didn't film this weekend, and I knew I wasn't going to film this weekend. Hi, Maria. Because this weekend was full of adoptions. And I wrote out some stuff so I would not forget, because it is a lot. Look, they're everywhere. The adoptions, okay, everyone in the nursery is gone. Alexa and her tabby babies were adopted a while ago, but Virginia and her babies couldn't because they had Giardia. But they finally got the okay, because they were all pre-adopted. They have been adopted for a while, but they couldn't leave the nursery because of the Giardia. But they finally got cleared, and Panda was cleared as well. And so Virginia and her 3 babies, which were the Russian Blues, went to their homes. Oh my gosh, Maria. Y'all just ignore it. I mean, Maria just does that. Maria. Gosh. And then Panda is not quite ready for adoption. But, and I'm going to include pictures. I am so happy. You remember Bobby, the little bobcat kitten? Well, where she went, a miracle has happened. Bobby now sleeps with her owner. Bobby can be petted. And I have pictures I will put in here. I will really try to remember to put them in here so you can see. I cried when I got the first picture because I just loved it. Well, Bobby's mom also got so emotional about it that she wants to try her hand at Panda. Now, she's not sure she's going to adopt Panda like she did Bobby, but she wants to see if she can get him to Bobby's level. So we're not sure, you know, if she will end up keeping Panda, but she is going to work with him more to where he can have an entire house to run around in. And try to get socialized instead of just a nursery. So, very excited about that. Leia was adopted. She was adopted out with another kitten, but y'all had not ever seen that other kitten before. Its name was Lexa, and it was a tabby, and they got along really well. Then Janet and Raymond from the Flood Kittens were adopted together, and Ben and Espresso was adopted together. And it was really funny because she was actually just going to get Espresso. And she got here, and Ben was just, you know, Ben is a character. He was everywhere and climbing, and she was like, oh, and so she adopted them together. And then Latte and Cappuccino, the ragdolls that looked like ragdolls, one was dark and one was cream, were adopted together. The other news is about Becca's eyes. One of her eyes did not take, and at all. It's still, hold on, I'll see it. Hey, honey. Hi. Hey, see this eye, her right eye did not take at all. So what we're going to do is on the 30th, she is getting spayed, and they are going to do the actual surgery and not just the tacking. It's called a Y eye surgery. Don't ask me. And it's where they do cut off part of the muscle on the eyelid, and then stitch it upwards so that muscle can't pull it back down under. So that is on the 30th. So Becca is actually out. Becca is no longer put up for the night. You know, like some of the kittens go in the spa, some of the kittens go in the playpens. I just have Becca on free roam all the time. Because, what are you doing, little bug? Why do you look so sad? Because I don't know what else to do with her. And she loves Fig. Fig loves her. So for now, that's just what we're doing. Because, you know, she really has to get that done. Okay, we had to take a little break because I noticed when I was filming, their ball tower had a little accident on it, and I had to get that out. So it is now soaking in bleach, and I've cleaned up the bottom. Now I have to do this shelf, but that's just mushy up food. But look how close, and I don't have this zoomed in at all. They get very interested when I clean, and I don't have to wear gloves or any kind of protection now when I clean, because they're good. Yeah, as long as I don't see the scary hand flying towards them, they are okay. Oh, yes. Yes, they are. But the last exciting news that I have is, and it's exciting news, but it came about because of not so wonderful news. But we are having company today, this afternoon. That was one of the reasons I wanted to film now, because I probably won't be able to film later. Hold on. And that is my favorite vet and vet tech are coming for a home visit this afternoon. We had a tragedy, which I will talk about in just a little bit. I'm not very good at talking about those kind of things, but I will, because that will be the last thing I have to update you about. But I had called on Monday hysterical. It was a big weekend, and I was very emotional. One of the things that I do not like about my rescue is the fact that vaccinations are very difficult. I have not settled into a rhythm of how to do vaccinations. In a perfect world, I want them to have had at least 2 of their boosters. You know, kittens get 3. And before adoption, in a perfect world, I would want them to have at least 2. And then for them to get their 3rd set when they're spayed and neutered. However, that takes, when you have, you know, as many kittens and cats as I do, you know, all that adds up. And I know it's my fault. I'm the one, what is it, Becca? I'm the one that says yes, hello Angel, to all the kittens. But, you know, the flip side of that is, if I didn't say yes, I can't imagine, they're playing, I can't imagine what would happen. And remember, I'm sitting right by the cage, and they're not paying me any attention. I can't imagine what would happen to them, you know, if I didn't say yes. Most of them come from either the euthanasia list, or they're critical care kittens, or they're like these. So I know in a perfect world and in a responsible world, I would only say yes to the ones, you know, I knew I had the resources for. But it doesn't always work out that way. So the vet and vet tech have offered, because I've talked to them about this several times, and we can't come to how to do it, because to go there, to take all these kittens there each time, you know, that's a lot of trips. I do know how to give my own shots. However, I've never done my own vaccinations. So he is coming this afternoon, and he is only charging me a regular vet visit. But they are both coming together, because it was just actually going to be the vet tech, and then he was like, oh, well, I want to see your setup. So I was like, okay, cool. So they're coming to teach me how to give vaccinations, and he is going to let me start doing my own vaccinations. This is the same vet that taught me how to tube feed and to do sub-Q fluids and to take blood and all that. So now we're going to learn how to do vaccinations. He is also coming to check out the bottle babies. Unfortunately, on Monday, the tabby bottle baby passed away. It was very, very sudden. We have no clue as to why. Woke up They ate breakfast. They are big and healthy. They're over average weight for their age. But when lunchtime came and I went to feed them lunch, the tabby was unresponsive, and within 10 minutes had passed away. No signs, no clinical signs of any illness. There was no URI, no poop problems, no anything. It was very sudden. It was very, it really, really was upsetting. That's pretty much the reason I haven't filmed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You know, when they're sick, you kind of prepare yourself for it, but for something sudden like this. So anyway, I called and I was just hysterical because I was so worried that there was something wrong with the other two as well. Because, like I said, there's no clinical signs. It's just 1 minute there and 1 minute gone. And we have been discussing vaccinations and that kind of thing, and we don't know if they had been vaccinated. They're just now old enough to be vaccinated. We don't know, but it just made me feel really guilty. I feel guilty every time, no matter what, even if it's not something I could have done. So then that's when it was decided that it was time for me to learn. It will save me a lot of money. It will help these kittens immensely because, you know, I don't like to put them all together until they've at least had their first booster, and all the kittens out here have had their first booster, even the tiny ones. But I would like to be able to do at least 2, if not 3. So the last thing that I want to talk about, and then I will be quiet and just put at the end beautiful kittens playing, is I need your help. The one thing that rescue has taught me is humility. So I humbly come before you and ask for your help. I need the resources to be able to vaccinate these kittens. I also, there are 10 of them that I do not have spay and neuter certificates for. Oh, look at that. What that means is they cannot be adopted out until I have either purchased their spay and neuter certificates or had them spay and neutered. And I don't have the resources for that right now. We have, this kitten season, I have hemorrhaged money. I know that's kind of, some people think that's crass to talk about, but in this world, in the rescue world, it takes a lot of resources. And I am very, very lucky in that it doesn't take me as many resources a lot of places because of you guys. You know, you purchase so much of their food and their supplies, and I'm forever grateful for that. But at this moment, if you have ever thought about donating, or any, you know, time, this would be the time to do it. I can't, like I said, I can't adopt out the babies until I at least have their spay neuter certificates. I want to get their shots done. I am not taking any more babies. I have let everyone know until I can get this part completed, I can't take any more. I still have a balance at one of the vets. You know, and I can't adopt any more out until this happens. And I know that probably sounds irresponsible and terrible, but like I said before, I find it very difficult to say no, especially when I know what would happen to these babies if I said no. So, if you can donate, even if it's like $5, $1, it doesn't matter. It all adds up. It all helps. I have a PayPal, a Venmo, and a P.O. box in my description. I will try to put the links also in the comments. It depends, because I'm going to try to get this video all together before the vet comes. Because if I do film any of that, it'll be in the next video, because this one's probably already 100 miles long. But thank you in advance. I really, really do appreciate it. And I know I don't talk about donors and like the patrons and that very often, because I do find it difficult to know who wants to be thanked, and I've said this 100 times. I do find that part a little difficult and confusing, but I do. I appreciate everything. These babies appreciate everything. It literally saves their lives. Doesn't it? Yes, it does. And there have been a lot of lives this year. Hasn't there? Yes. As you can see, they're everywhere. Oh, that goes up on the table.